Now, the Nathaniel Julie's murder trial that restarted today following the untimely death of Judge Monama has been postponed again for pre-trial in June. 3 policemen are accused of killing Eldorado Park teen just meters from his home in 2020. Julie's family has claimed throughout the process that justice is moving too slowly. For this now, let's cross to reporter Nqobile Madlala, who's been covering the case for us. Nqobile, I cannot imagine how the family feels. If you were able to speak to them, what did they say about the slow start to justice being served?
Well, Masejo, we have spoken to the mother, and she was just speaking about the fact that this is very taxing for her emotionally to have to go through this all over again. But of course, we are going to get to speak to her later on camera. Just for now, she was just explaining to us even why the family didn't even come to court, because how this hurts her so much. But now joining me now is NPA, and I would like to speak to you, Mama Nqobile. Today, we saw a quick adjournment of the court case. Perhaps just give us an explanation in terms of what was going on today.
Okay, the matter was set down for a pre-trial conference, and that date has been set as the 3rd of June 2022. So those are also short proceedings to determine the state of readiness of both parties, to determine how long the trial should be set down for, by seeking to know from both parties how many witnesses they'll be calling, so that the judge can be able to then set the required days to hear the trial.
And from the state side, what do you think of what's currently happening at this point in terms of finding the justice for the family?
Well, we understand the frustration from the family's side. They want to see justice done, and it was also our wish as the NPA to bring this matter to finality as soon as possible. But unfortunately, some of the things that happened in this trial were unforeseeable. One of them including the untimely passing of Judge Monama, who was the presiding officer. May his soul continue to rest in peace. So the procedure is such that once this has happened, then the trial must start afresh. So it is to the benefit of both parties that the trial starts afresh, and also to the benefit of the new presiding officer that has been appointed. Because remember, amongst the conclusion that the court needs to reach, the court has to make, amongst others, credible findings about the witnesses that were before court. And therefore, starting the trial afresh will then place the judge in a better position, in an advantageous position, to get to see the witnesses, make his on observations about the witnesses that are before court on issues like their demeanor, non-verbal communication that they'll be making in court, just the way they'll be conducting themselves. So it's good for a judge in a criminal case to be able to see and hear evidence, so that they can make the correct findings.
But does this not compromise the evidence that already was given to the previous judge?
Well, it doesn't place the state at an advantageous position, but unfortunately it's what we have to go through for the benefit of both parties, as I've said, because remember, even on the stages of appealing the matter, if accused may decide to appeal the matter in future, if the court has come to a conclusion that probably they are found guilty, that the procedure, the criminal proceedings be conducted in a proper way will work towards the advantage of both parties.
And the family have been crying over the fact that this has taken so long. From your end, what would you say to the family?
Well, we request the family to practice patience. Unfortunately, some of these things are beyond our control as the NPA, as we have said earlier, but they are necessary. As I've said, that you'll remember that our courts of appeal will have to consider the findings of fact in this criminal case, and therefore hence we have to make sure that all processes are followed as necessarily and as in the manner that they are supposed to be followed, so that we ensure that we also secure our chances should this case go up until the appeal courts.
All right, thank you very much. Well, Masego, a necessary process, that's what we are being told. What's going to happen now from the 3rd of June, we understand that they are going back to court. We know that the people that are currently accused are going to remain on bail until the 3rd of June, where they will then speak about when they will be starting the pre-trial. But you've just heard from the NPA, they're saying that this is a necessary step to start afresh the case, even though this is not something that they were hoping will happen, of course, because you can just imagine what the family is going through to have to go through this all over again.